One of the most common questions that people ask me as a licensed immigration advisor is I'm not getting the required number of points to make an application for the skilled migrant category. So, what am I supposed to do? First, let us understand how this point system work. These points are a combination of your age, your qualification, your work experience, which industry you're working in, if you're married, your spouse qualification, and if you have any close relatives in New Zealand. So a combination of all these factors must give you a minimum of 100 points. And as a company, we can do your free assessment and tell you how many points you're getting. Once we make an assessment, if you're getting 100 points and above, technically you can put an application under the skilled migrant category of Immigration New Zealand. Having said that, getting to 140 points is more important because the rule says that when you get 140 points, then you're definitely going to be picked from the pool. Between 100 and 140, the chances of being picked from the pool are only high when you already happen to be in New Zealand on some other kind of visa and you already have a job offer here, or you are already in employment here because you may have come as a student or you may have come as a visitor and you managed to find yourself employment. So these are the people who are already in New Zealand. They are called onshore applicants who fall between 100 and 140 but tend to get picked from the pool. But the important thing is to get to 140 points, because at 140 points you will definitely get picked from the pool. So if you're not getting those 140 points and you're not in New Zealand, then I personally do not recommend that you should take the risk, because it is a bit of a waste of your time, money and effort. So it's probably not the best thing to do. Instead, what you can do is you can work towards improving those points and getting to 140. And if you ask me, so how do I get those extra points to get to 140 or above? I have two ways of doing it as per my understanding. One depends on how much time you have, or how quickly you want to come to New Zealand, and two is how much money you can spend. Now, let us assume that you're not in a big hurry and you will take some time to come to New Zealand. Then one of the easiest ways to increase your points is to get more work experience. When your number of years of work experience increases, your points also go up. The other way of doing it is to improve your qualification, because let's say you are a graduate. So if you get a postgraduate qualification, then also your points will go up. So this is for people who have time and who is not in a hurry to come into New Zealand. But if you are in a hurry to come to New Zealand and you really don't want to wait, and you want to get done with this whole migration, and you want to start your life in a beautiful country like New Zealand, then you have two options. The first option is to come here as a student. And coming in as a student means that you will study for 1 year or 2 years, depending on your interest and again how much money you want to spend as fees. And we will help you to decide which course to choose, and which will give you the maximum possibility of finding a job and settling down in New Zealand. So you can come as a student, and once you complete your course, you get a post-study work visa. During this 1 year post-study work visa, you can find yourself a job, and that automatically will add points. And we are there to help you in finding that job. And interesting point about the student visa path: if you're married, one amongst the partners can choose to be the student, and the other one will actually get a full-time work visa. So let's assume there is a couple where the husband is an IT professional and the wife is, let's say, an HR executive. I would then strongly recommend that the wife take up a course of study in New Zealand. And again, we will recommend what level and other things. So the wife can come as an international student, and the husband, as the partner of the international student, will get a full work visa. So here is an IT man who now has a full work visa in New Zealand. He's here. The wife is studying and working part-time. The husband can find a full-time employment in IT, and we will help you again with that. and also IT is booming at the moment in New Zealand. So the chances of employment are very high. So the moment you find a job in IT, then you again get those required number of points to get to 140 and above. So that's a very interesting opportunity for people who are married. You must consider, utilizing one of the spouse as an international student and the stronger one coming as a work visa holder. So that is one way. Now, if you don't want to utilize the student pathway, then the other pathway is to try and find a job in New Zealand. And again, we have, as a company, we offer a job search service. We will take your CV and we will market it here in New Zealand. We focus on IT placements. So we would like people from an IT background to talk to us about this job search service. There is a consideration that you'll have to pay us for this particular service, but it's not a lot of money. And we will take your CV, we will spruce it up, we will get ready for New Zealand environment, and then we will start marketing it. And hopefully you will find a job and get the required number of points again to make an application for the skilled migrant category. The last option is to come here to New Zealand as a visitor and find a job. But from my experience, I can tell you that a lot of people are not very successful in this pathway. And I personally do not advocate this particular line of, or course of action for people to come on a visitor visa and then try and find a job, because a lot of employers ask you, what is your visa status? And the moment you say you're on a visitor visa, they try and avoid talking to you further. So as a licensed immigration advisor and who has also been in this industry for a long time, my options to you are, if you're not getting the required number of points for skilled migrant category, number one, if you have the time, increase your work experience or increase your qualification. Number two, if you do not have the time and you're in a hurry to come to New Zealand, please consider the student pathway. It is a very, very effective and successful pathway. A lot of students use it very successfully. Or if you don't want to spend that time, money and effort as a student, then talk to us about our job search service and we will gladly assist you and see how we can help you to get those required number of points. Hope I have answered your question and we look forward to working with you. Thanks for your time, and it will be a pleasure to try and help you to come to New Zealand.